everyone, welcome back again to Spiritual Growth Tarot and Astrology. No astrology with this reading though. It will be probably tarot and whatever else pops into my, sometimes we're opening a can of worms here over my table, but anyway, as you can see, this is Trump's reading for January 15th to the 21st. So without further ado, let me swap out cameras and get this going for you. Meanwhile, big hugs to you guys. Hold on. Okay, so I'm using Ciro Marchetti's Kipper Fundicical. I'm still practicing on saying that. Anyway, so I want to know, I chose this deck because it's so good for legal issues. And I realized, that Trump orders ordered to pay just a little over $1.5 million, in like tax penalties in his tax fraud case. And now Alan Weisselberg is sitting in Rikers. How do you like them apples? Man, I mean, just look at the dysfunction, right? I mean, and I misspoke before when I thought he was his CPA. Actually, it was just a bookkeeper. Mazars was the CPA. So, the dude, this older dude, has to spend 5 months in Rikers. 1.6 million is not nearly enough. New laws need to be created in the state of New York and all states because, it's just not enough. For that many years, what was it, 15 years or more? I forget. Anyway, how's Trump's legal situation over this next week? That's what I want to know. How are things working for him? What's coming down the pike for him? How's he feeling? What's he doing? What's gonna happen? 21 cards. 1, 2, 3. There's the first row for Mr. Flump. 12, 13, 14, there's a second row. 21, okay, and of course I'm going to take the several, ooh, he's on the bottom. That doesn't sound good for Mr. Bloviating Bag of Hot Air. All right. Melania wants her divorce. Woo! And what's Ivanka doing? Ooh, not good. Okay, chopstick time. Let go of my OCD about everything being straight. Okay, bear with me. Unless you guys do, enough of you have an OCD like me about everything being like straight up, let me know. Okay, Melania's in the center. She's looking to file divorce papers, but can she? Right? I mean, like, can she? Well, of course she can, actually. Maybe she's not. Maybe she has not been his handler. Or maybe she gives up some information that ends his great fortune. Oh, yeah, that's right. You know what? I have a reading uploaded, but I forget when I set it to be released, because I always release things at midnight, unless there's an extra thing in there. But anyway, this, I think, has to do with her. Now, of course, tramp. Hey, wait, now, come on, man. That's a Freudian slip. Oh, God. Don't you love it when you crack yourself up? Tramp has some legal... She has nothing to do with Trump Organization and their 1.6 million penalty. But she does have something to do with the fact that she signed, and I did a reading on her about that. You know, she signed her tax returns as a joint, her joint tax return with Trump. This is hanging over her. Some restriction, some penalty. Wow. Because she's a thieving rat just like him. It's a documents case when it comes to that. And it's because of her marriage. And her, whatever handouts she gets. Wow. And maybe this card has to do with the fact that it's been happening since she was a very young woman. Who marries a disgusting, ugly, old dirtbag like him when she's like this? Only a hoe bag. Okay. All right. Let's get on with this. The first few cards opening the reading show that there's deception. So what's coming down for Trump this week is some deception, some enemies, some cheating, some dishonesty, some intrigue, whatever. Somebody's jealous. He has some rivals. And there might be not only documents, but phone calls, texts, because this is our card for all communications. So there are communications that maybe keep being revealed in a little bit of an innocent way, but maybe just little drips, more and more drips this week. And then he needs his attorney to protect him from being imprisoned. I know I'm going past the 3 cards, but hey, my rules. Down here, so now do it framing in the 4 corners. The Lovers has to do with loyalty. Well, I would say there is no loyalty because they were just looking for the handout, the abundance to come through. And as far as the rest of this week, he does have some meetings and some teamwork with some creative new young, I'm thinking maybe thieving attorney, maybe has a new female attorney. Or on another disgusting level, hey, it's okay, I'm wearing barf green. There could be some young thing that he likes looking at, some eye candy, that distracts him from the fact that probably over the next few months, he has some legal issues coming down on him that can change his life because of some documents cases. Maybe this has to do with the Mar-a-Lago search. And I am so livid with these, not livid, but I'm just like disgusted with these newscasters that are talking about the Mar-a-Lago raid. It wasn't a raid. It was a legal search and seizure by the FBI. They had warrants. That's a distraction, sorry. But changes coming into her life and her marriage because of a documents case. And changes to her, of course, create loneliness for him. I know I'm hopping all over the place here, but I'm going where the light is attracting, the sparkle is coming. The documents case that changes her life and his, and he's feeling alone and isolated, and it's a very painful loss. And there are literal documents presented. This is a grand jury trial or a hearing, and you know, I mean, it depends on the state and whether it's a state or federal issue, and every state has their own Supreme Court and their own laws. We can see that tremendously by looking at Georgia's, you know, Fonnie Willis, Fulton County, her case, where it's like, first she issues an indictment, and which is an investigation to a grand jury trial, and then it goes to a special grand jury trial, and there's that, and then then there's a report issued. This, I'm just flipping around here. That now comes back to her, gives her the ability to create her own new grand jury trial. And she has all the supportive documents and witness interviews. So, but for Trump for this week, that was a little digression in the legal procedures, which is why I absolutely love this deck for that, or any Kipper deck. And I can't wait. There's a new one coming out that is a combination of the Kipper and the Lenormand, but I don't think it comes out till August. It's by Carrie Paris, so I'm waiting. I can't wait for that. Carrie Paris and someone else, and I apologize that I don't remember her name. Another big squirrel moment. But anyway, for Trump, for this, just for this week, Melania is at the forefront of his intention, and she has locked him out, and she's not, I don't think she's at Mar-a-Lago with him, or if she was, she leaves, or she has some visitors she's been waiting for, and there's a painful loss and ending for him, and like, where are you? Babe, I want you back. Yeah. Blech. What's coming up behind her back is that she has received her abundance, like the whole bag that she is, and that's been her life experience, and she's developed her stable foundation, and now she's looking forward to, you know, and I didn't expect her to show up here, but she's looking forward to her own investigation that will result in a painful loss because of the great fortune she has amassed. Because she is the energy-sucking vampire thief that has just opened up whatever to get what she wants. And I imagine, you know, her being a Taurus, she's probably set some healthy boundaries around him, but then again, she's still married to him and whatever. She went down that friggin' escalator with him because she's a hoe bag. And she married him. But for him, he gets to experience her leaving whatever's going on this week with them. She's not, I don't feel like she's, even if she stays there, there's some big change within her that even if she is in Mar-a-Lago for this week, which I have no idea if she is or not, don't keep track of her, she is going through changes. And she is feeling restricted. He is on an experience of deceit, lying, cheating, because that's what he deserves, because that's who he is. That's what all psychopathic, born psychopaths deserve, is betrayal. He's on a path to change because of legal issues coming up. And yeah, he's going to have tons of teamwork and negotiation and communications and meetings about, and this would be literally being at the club resort that Mar-a-Lago is, and looking for some new eye candy is what I'm getting here. How disgusting. And what a delusional idiot. You know, I mean, it's like any of these, some of these male actors who, and even George H. Bush, grabbing the ass, you know, in his 80s, in his wheelchair in his 80s. It's like, oh, man, yeah, go ahead. Right on, dude. It's, you know, and my heart goes out to anyone who is dealing with a family member who has Alzheimer's or dementia. But when you're a political person, when you're in the political eye, when you're in a position of any type of power and authority, you better be clean. And they're not, of course. And Trump is probably the dirtiest of the dirty. Remember all the pussy-grabbing jokes or pussy-grabbing comment. Oh, my God. You would think that would have sunk the guy, but no. No, not at all. Women are bowling balls to him, if you catch my drift. Okay, so if we look at this from the 7 days of the week, which I never have thought to do, but it just occurred to me, we could look at this Sunday possibly being, so tomorrow possibly being treacherous enemies who hide their intentions to receive money, but they're going to pretend that they're very loyal, because you add these two cards together and it's not loyalty. It's the opposite. And on Monday, communications that set him on this journey of, oh, what about Melania? Tuesday, maybe feeling like a child stuck in his house, thinking about, oh no, there's change going. Is she leaving? Wednesday, who's this guy she wants to get away to? And I'm going to go visit him. Thursday, oh no, I'm feeling so alone. This is him, right? And, uh-oh, is she going to present me with some divorce papers? And, oh, I can't do anything about that. I just have to wait. And it could also be, but I can't ignore the fact that she came through this week's reading. But it could also be some other legal issues. And he can't do a damn thing about it. This is our card of helplessness. Also being watched. Someone who has ambitions to watch him. And someone who's probably been watching her as well. Okay. And then Friday, distractions, painful loss. Yeah, maybe you still have some money and some favors coming in, because, you know, that's who you are. Because on his, you know, with Trump, he's the biggest hoe bag of the world. He's the biggest attention whore that there is on the planet. And then Saturday, meetings, negotiations, got to get the money going. Yeah, all this has happened in the past, or this is happening this week, but the only way to get her, or some new, I don't want to say the word, because it's derogatory towards women, but something new, in order to get some new eye candy, or some new arm piece, or trophy, whatever, I've got to have the money. And that's his week. Did I show you the cards at the bottom of the... No, I didn't. This is him. Investigations. This is possibly even, oh, honey, I'll go to therapy. But he's just a down on his luck, broke ass, you know. I mean, this card's the worst. And I don't know who this guy that might be supporting him is, but if whoever it is, he works for him. Toiling under the labor and not getting what he deserves. Just like Alan Weaselberg. Although that guy was compensated, but probably for the load that he carried on Trump, for Trump, probably was minuscule compared to what he's going through now and what he actually received. So, okay, that's it. Thanks, you guys. I hope you guys are all doing really well. Bye.